Hi everyone, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Danielle and I am the creator of Compassionately Inspired, and I wanted to make this video because, as everyone knows right now, there is a major elephant in the room called the coronavirus, and there are so many things surrounding the coronavirus that need so desperately to be talked about. So in addition to my blog post that you can find below, I really wanted to make this video to try and reach as many people as possible to talk about these important issues, because the truth of the matter is we are all struggling in different ways. Everybody's struggling, and everybody's struggling in different ways. Like I said, everyone's different in their experience, so everyone is going to have different feelings about this and be having different experiences right now. And it's important that we are mindful of that and mindful of, what everyone else is going through in addition to what we are going through, and understand that it's okay to feel what we're feeling and to support others in what they're feeling also. So the first thing that I want to talk about is probably one of the biggest things that people are feeling right now, which is fear. There's so much fear, of course, around the coronavirus, and fear is something that on a good day without coronavirus, meaning that so many people experience. We fear so many different things. We fear the unknown. I know this is something that I've experienced and, I've come a long way with, but still to this day experience. We all have fear of the unknown. We don't like these major shifts in our lives that were just suddenly thrown at us, these past few months or weeks or whatever. And so this is huge. What's going on right now is really big for a lot of people. And, there's so many things that we still don't know. We don't know, for some of us, when we're going to go back to school and when we're going to go back to work, or, all of these different things. But it's also so much more than that. And that's why I wanted to make this video and blog post, because it's such a broad topic and there's so many pieces to it. We fear, catching the virus ourselves. We fear our loved ones catching the virus. I feared this often, seeing my mom, who has been sick for 4 weeks, someone who never ever gets sick, someone who I've never seen in 21 years get sick, especially not for that long, and, not being able to get anywhere with her doctor, who, just didn't want to see patients because of the coronavirus, which is understandable, but at the same time, there are sick people out there who need care too, even though there is a coronavirus going on. So that particularly for me was a big fear, seeing my mom, who's never sick, who I love, who is my rock, my biggest supporter, who I have no idea what I would do without, be sick and not be able to get care from her doctor when, she has pre-existing health condition, when she has all these different things going on already. So that was a fear for me, and, not even being able to hug her until we finally got her a test for COVID, until we knew that she was negative, because if I hugged her, I could get it. And that's another thing, not being able to offer that comforting support during that time. And so that part was, hard for me. And that's not just me, that's something that I think so many people are struggling with. They're losing loved ones. Loved ones are in the hospital. They're not able to even contact them or, be there with them by their side to offer that support. And that's so hard for a lot of people, because we rely on that. We rely on human connection. We rely on social support. And this whole concept of social distancing has just made that so much worse, because we're basically being told to social distance, but the truth of the matter is that's the one thing that we cannot do right now. We need a physical distance, which is what I'm trying to get across. Social distancing is a phrase that is very easily misleading, and it's something that if you take anything away from this video, that I really want to emphasize. physical distance. Do not social distance. Be in contact with those you love. Be in contact with your friends. Check in on your peers. Check in on people who you know. Just ask them if they're okay. Even if you haven't talked to these people in, for a while, just ask them how they're doing. Be there, because that could mean everything, especially right now, and it's absolutely needed. There are so many people who are feeling completely alone right now, don't have anyone to talk to, and really are waiting for someone to reach out. So physical distance, but don't social distance, please. Social distance does not have to mean social disengagement or social disconnection. It is imperative that we remember that, and imperative that we do stay connected in whatever way possible. Phone, text, email, social media, whatever works for you. But please, please, please do not socially disengage right now. That is my biggest piece that I want to get across here, if anything else. So we have that fear. We have, all of that fear. And then we have on top of it that we're not allowed to, connect with those who, we love, those who we do rely on for support. So in a way, some of us are feeling like, well, I already have this fear, but now I can't even talk to anyone about it. I can't, reach out for support. And please know that that is absolutely not true. Even if you don't necessarily have someone in your life that you can turn to for support right now, there are resources out there. There is crisis text line. All you have to do is text home to 741-741 or message them on Facebook at crisis text line, and you will be connected to a live trained crisis counselor who is there for you, who will talk to you, even if you're not in an immediate crisis. There are so many resources that you can find on my page and so many other places. If you just look them up, they are there for you. There's so many things and supports out there for you. So please do not feel like, if you are struggling right now, that you have to go through this alone, because I promise you, you don't. And that's another one of my biggest messages to get across to you. The other thing that people are dealing with is grief. Like I said, in addition to this fear, some people's fears are becoming true when, they're already fearing that they're losing their loved ones, or fearing that they're going to lose their loved one, and then end up losing them. And so that fear has now become a reality for them. And so that's one of the big things that is another problem. But not just that too, we're also dealing with grief from, we lost many things. Some people aren't able to walk at their graduation. That's a loss. And so some people are grieving that. Some people are grieving, the loss of their wedding, the loss of baby showers, these really, really big kinds of events and big celebrations that are meant to bring people together and celebrate and, have fun, have a good time. And so people are, grieving the loss of those things as well. There's so many things at play here that can have such an impact on mental health, and it's something that we seriously need to talk about. That's why I'm making this video, and I really hope that someone or anyone listening to this video right now is getting something out of it, because that is my absolute biggest goal, and I feel like these things really need to be said. So the other thing is that mental health is something that is on the rise on a good day without a pandemic going on. Like I said, people have fear without a pandemic. People have anxiety without a pandemic. People have depression without a pandemic. All of these different things are going on without a pandemic. OCD, especially right now. I mentioned this in my last blog post about, people having anxiety and OCD. That is now 10 times worse than it is for them on average. And, some people struggle with this on a daily basis without, having this fear put in them, but just struggle with it in general. And to add all of this, going on, about all these precautions that we have to take, or, you know, the media making it sound like if we don't take these, something bad is really going to happen. And so that is another major concern for so many people. So mental health, as a psychology major, as a crisis counselor, as someone who works in the mental health field, I also need to preach this because mental health is on the rise on a good day, like I said. So I definitely expect to see a even bigger rise in mental health concerns way after this pandemic, because like I said, when you add all of these things up, all of these things are contributing factors to one's mental health and overall well-being. And especially with, you know, the fake news, that these things on the news that, you know, tend to exaggerate things. Not that they're not important, because trust me, they are, and we need to have these news outlets to be informed and stay in the loop with all of this, of course, but they also, you know, tend to, like I say, can easily freak people out, can easily cause all of this fear and anxiety in people. So we need to be mindful of that, and those who already do have, you know, pre-existing mental health concerns, and even those who don't, because they could easily develop and mental health can easily deteriorate with all of these things going on. Like I said, there's not just one thing going on here. There's a lot. There's fear, there's grief, there's loss, there's depression. You know, there's so many things at play. And I can't even mention them all because there's just that many. But the real key thing that I'm trying to drive home is that mental health is important for everyone. Whether you struggle with it on a daily basis without all of this going on or not, it is imperative that you take care of your mental health, and also look out for those you know who also may be struggling. Because the truth is, we really don't know who's struggling. We never know what someone is going through. I say this in every single blog post, every single video that I write. Everybody has a story, and everybody's going through something that you know nothing about. Right now, that's even more true because we are all going through something. And we're all going through this all together. We're all going through the struggles of this pandemic. But like I said, we're all going through it in different ways. So how you might be experiencing what's going on, another person may be experiencing it completely different. And so those are things that we really need to be mindful of. So the biggest takeaways, you know, like I said, I'm going to emphasize it again. Physical distance, don't social distance. You know, that is crucial right now. We all need support. We all need that connection. So check in on your loved ones, check in on your friends, family, and those you know. That's one of the big things. Number 2, practice self-care. You know, it's hard right now. You're probably stressed out of your mind, half of you, most of you, with working from home. If you have kids, trying to help them while you're working from home. School, online now. If you're a senior, all of these different things. There's so many stressors that, you know, are just stressors in general that can truly have an impact. So it is crucial right now that we practice that high level of self-care, whatever that is for you, whether that's taking a hot bath, watching Netflix, you know, doing whatever it is that's self-care to you. I know that, you know, some of those things that some people use as self-care, use like going to the gym, and we can't do that anymore. Find another way to do it at home. You know, do whatever it is that you need to do for self-care, and ask yourself what that is if you don't know what that is yet. And if you don't know, that's okay. Just think about it and, you know, do what's best for you. And maybe if you need to talk about it, talk to someone about it. Try to figure out what that is that might help you right now, because we're all struggling. And if you aren't quite sure where you're at, if you aren't quite sure how to get through this, how to cope with all of this stress and madness going on right now, that's okay. Ask for help. If you need help, if you need support, please, please ask for it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. Like I said, there are tons of supports out there, and don't be afraid to utilize them, please. Like I said, there's crisis text line. There's so many, sources of support out there for you. So please, please utilize them. So those are the biggest factors of, that I wanted to touch on during this pandemic right now. And they are all so important. So if you could, please, please, please share this video, tag someone you know, and please help me get the word out about this, because right now it is critical that we let as many people know as possible that they are not alone right now. Thank you.